How you have to score that perfect 90 in PTE. Many students have taken the test recently and they are missing out in speaking or writing. And in this video, I am going to tell you how you have to crack your PT with a perfect 90 even after the changes, even after some ups and downs. If you have taken the test before and you got 90 in speaking, now all of a sudden you're getting 60, 65. I'm going to tell you in this video that what you actually need to do, what these students have recently done in the month of August. They've got 19 speaking, and how you can crack your speaking, your writing and other modules as well. If you're here for the first time, my name is Varun. I've been teaching PT for the last 9 years, and at Language Academy we have helped more than 50,000 students till date to achieve their desired scores. Now, what all we are going to cover in this video: what you need to do in your speaking to get a perfect 90, how you score 90 in writing, in reading and listening. You need to watch the video till the end, and you have to make sure you follow. Try to take notes as well so that you don't have to watch the video again and again, and you crack your PT in the very first go. To practice, you can just go on languageacademy.com.au, take a mock test. You'll get one free full score mock test with scorecard, feedback, tutor feedback and analysis, which will give you a clear idea why you're missing out and what you need to work on. You can practice as well, or you can download the LA PT exam practice app and start your PT journey from there. Now, how do you get 90 in speaking? It's extremely important that you work hard, obviously. It's important that we focus on the right areas. But I've been telling you this since the beginning, that to get a perfect 90 in speaking, you don't have to focus just on fluency. You don't have to go too fast. Fluency is not the most important thing. The most important thing for your speaking is your content and your clarity. If you're not clear, you're not getting the scores. If you don't have enough or relevant content in describe image, in Retell lecture, in summarize group discussion, in respond to situation, you are going to mess it up, right? What you need to do, okay, let me give you an example of read aloud, what speed you should go at. And this is the speed, this is the exact speed you need to follow in other question types as well. Do not go this way. Once you have picked a journal topic for your paper, you need to come up with the thesis. Your thesis, no. Calm, composed, you should be clear, you should be having relevant content. Take natural pause at comma, full stop, connector, but make sure you speak in a flow. Alright. Once you have picked a journal topic for your paper, slight pause, you need to come up with a thesis. Your thesis is the main and focal point of your paper, slight pause, and it is the position you will take on a particular topic. Calm, composed, in a flow. Now let me do a describe image for you as well. You have to be very calm, composed, speak in a flow, go around 30-35 seconds. The bar graph provides information about population distribution by age group. There are different categories for age, which are 0 to 14, 15 to 24 and 25 to 44, which are given on x-axis. Whereas on y-axis, we have got population in millions, which starts from 0 and go all the way up to 80 million. For the first category, which is 0 to 14, the population is around 20 million, and it is around 40 million for 15 to 24. Furthermore, the third category is only around 28 million, and the fourth category is around 80 million. The highest category is 45 to 64, whereas 25 to 44 is the lowest category. Overall, the bar graph provides important information about population distribution by age group for different age groups in population in millions. Now, you don't really need to be 100% accurate. Calm, composed, give the title, what's on x-axis, what's on y-axis, what's the first element, second element, third element, what's the maximum, what's the minimum, and you provide a conclusion. Calm, composed. I'm telling you again and again, in read aloud, in repeat sentence, or any task in speaking, first of all, work on your clarity, then relevant content, and the least important one is fluency. Even if you speak slightly slow, you take natural pauses, but you're clear, your content is on point, 100% you're going to get 90. If you just focus on going fast, you're not clear, you're not going to get the scores. Remember this thing, all right? That's one thing you need to be very careful about. Now, read aloud, what you have to do: speak clearly and speak in a flow. Repeat sentence, do not try to repeat 100% of the content. Whatever you remember, speak it clearly and confidently. Describe image around 35 seconds, content is important. Retell lecture, try to speak sentences or small phrases. Do not just speak keywords. Speak in a flow around 35 seconds. Start with an introduction, then 2 to 3 main points. If you can give 4, that's better, and then provide a conclusion. Answer short question, not really important. They'll not give you any points in speaking. They'll only contribute towards your listening module. Then we have got summarize group discussion. Go around 90 seconds here, you'll have a lot of content. In Retell lecture and summarize group discussion, please focus on taking the notes properly. If your notes are not neat and clean, you'll not be able to get your desired scores. I really want you to focus on taking notes properly, write less, but whatever you write should be neat and clean. Then in summarize group discussion, the audio is going to go around 3 minutes, right? You will be easily able to write 10 to 12 sentences. Give the topic of the discussion, first 3 to 4 points by the first speaker, then next 3 to 4 points you can just say these were said by the second speaker, and last 4 points you can attach with the third speaker, and then provide a conclusion. 90 seconds in a flow, relevant content. Fluency is the least important thing. You go at a slow or a moderate pace. Speak in a flow, don't go word by word. Don't take too many pauses. Take natural pauses. Take a slight pause after 1 to 2 sentences so that you do not run out of breath, and you'll be completely fine. Respond to situation. You have to just consume time over there. You have to waste time. You can use a template, or you can go, "Hi, friend, how are you? Hope you're doing fine. It's been a long time that we have not communicated. I want to talk to you about something important. The matter is," then you give the situation, right? And then you just speak or repeat 2 to 3 sentences from the situation. "I hope to hear from you soon. I hope you'll help me out like you have always been so kind. Let me know whatever you think. I'll wait to hear from you. Thank you and have a nice day." It's just about, you have to just go around 30 seconds responding to the situation. You want to use the template, go for it. You want to speak naturally, go for it, but try to waste time. First 10 seconds to just say, "Hi, how are you? Hope you're doing fine," and stuff like that. Then repeat the situation, and then last 10 seconds what you do is you just repeat the "Thank you, have a nice day, hope to hear from you soon, hope you'll help me out," things like that. That's all you need to do. Not really important, but you have to do well here as well. Then this is your speaking. If you focus on relevant content, if you speak clearly, and then you speak in a flow, no one can stop you getting 19 speaking. Trust me, no one can. All right. Now, next is your writing. The first question type, summarize written text, easy and extremely important. I'm telling you, don't mess this one up. All right. Summarize written text. You need to follow this strategy. Easy, calm, just follow this. Read the passage, select 3 to 4 sentences with important keywords. Write the first sentence, put comma and second sentence. Put comma, furthermore, comma, third sentence. Comma, moreover, comma, fourth sentence. That's all you need to do. But your sentences should be important, relevant to the topic, with important keywords, important information as well. Do not write more than 75 words. It's better and safe to keep it around 65, 70 words. Then change or replace 3 to 4 words. That's all you need to do. Trust me, I have done it. All the students are doing it. You have to do it as well. Write it properly, finish in around 7 to 8 minutes, and then proofread. Do not change whole of the sentence. Do not try to include each and everything. That's not really possible. 3 to 4 sentences using connectors, change few words, you'll be fine. Next is your essay. This is one area I'm seeing a lot of students. Whenever I check whatever students have done, I see a lot of mistakes. First thing, common mistake, you're not even reading what the essay topic is. If you are not going to write relevant content, if you're not addressing the topic properly, unfortunately, you're not going to get the scores. Out of the 20 minutes, first 30 seconds to 40 seconds, read and understand what the topic is. If you're not reading and understanding it, you'll be writing off topic and you're going to mess it up. 30 to 40 seconds, understand, digest what you have to write. Then another 30 seconds to a minute, write down a few ideas, maybe 2 advantages or 2 positives and 1 negative. Start with an introduction. Each and every sentence should have something to do with the topic. Don't just write irrelevant content. Don't just write generic phrases or statements. The first sentence should be a journal statement about the topic. Then you rephrase the topic or you explain the first statement. And third sentence of your introduction should make it very clear that what side you are on, what's your opinion if they have asked your opinion, and then what all will be covered in the essay. Then first paragraph should be properly structured. It's not that you're getting an idea, you're writing it. You get an idea, you're writing it. It should be properly structured. You start your first paragraph to commence with something. There are a number of positives or advantages or something, whatever you are mentioning in the first side of the first body paragraph. Then you give one argument, explain it, provide an example, and close the first body paragraph. Or you can give one more argument as well, but you don't really need to explain it or provide an example. Then third paragraph or your second body paragraph, you talk about the other side of the argument. On the other hand, on the other side, there are number of negatives or disadvantages or whatever you are going to explain. Then give one argument, explain it, give an example, close it. You'll be on the fourth paragraph, which is your conclusion. Give one sentence conclusion to conclude, or in conclusion, or to put it in a nutshell, whatever your conclusion is. And then, if you want, that's optional, but I'll recommend it. Write one more sentence in conclusion where you just provide a suggestion or whatever you think is going to happen in the future. Keep it simple. 3 sentence introduction, 4 to 5 sentence in body paragraph 1, 4 to 5 in body paragraph 2, and 1 to 2 sentence conclusion. You really need to make sure that you write relevant ideas, you are on topic, and you write it in a structured manner. You don't really need a lot of ideas, but you need to structure these properly. If your typing speed's good, 270 words. If it's not, write around 230, 240 words, but everything should be sharp, clear, no spelling mistakes, no grammar mistakes. Try not to write fancy, long, complex, compound sentences. Nah. If you're not confident, write simple sentences, but everything should be spot on. Address the topic, no grammar and spelling mistakes. Proofread it again and again, and focus on your spellings as well. And focus on your vocabulary as well. That's all you need to do, and you will be fine, completely fine. I highly recommend you to practice a few essays on languageacademy.com.au. That is something which will give you a clear idea. We have recently updated the AI. It's pretty close to what happens in the actual test, and will give you a clear idea of what happens, what scores you're likely to get, and what are things you need to work on. Next is your reading. For your reading, first of all, make sure your summarized written text is perfect, and then listening, highlight incorrect words are fine. Work on both the reading blanks, then a bit on your reorders. Don't worry much about your MCQ single and multiple. Reading, nothing much has changed. You don't have to worry much about it, but you have to manage your time. You have limited time, so don't spend a lot of time. Just follow this time technique or time management strategy, and you'll be fine. For your listening, 4 questions are important, 4 are not. The most important question where a lot of students do make mistakes, especially nowadays, summarize spoken text. You're not writing relevant content. You're not adding proper ideas. You're making a lot of spelling mistakes. It's very easy. It's going to boost your writing and listening scores. You start off with the main topic. The lecture was about whatever the main topic is. Firstly, one statement, furthermore another statement, moreover or however another statement, and to conclude another statement. While the lecture is going on, try to understand it and try to write phrases or statements or sentences. You don't have to write each and everything, it's not really possible. However, you have to make sure you write as much information as you can, but at the same time understand it as well. Then just write 4 statements. Firstly, furthermore, moreover, and to conclude. If you have less content, you repeat the same in different words, but go around 65 words. But do not write any word you're not really sure about the spellings. If there's any word you're not sure about spellings, you don't write it, please. Proofread it again and again. This is extremely important, especially the content part. Try and practice a few on languageacademy.com.au. You'll get a clear idea if your content is actually right, if you're writing the right content or not, and if not, how you have to improve it. Extremely important. All right. Now, next is MCQ single, MCQ multiple, select missing word, highlight correct summary. Give your best, but do not waste your time. These are not really important. Listening blanks are important. Be very careful with your spellings and singular, plural. If there's any blank after the full stop, you capitalize it. And then highlight incorrect words. There's negative marking. Give your best. Important for your reading, but if you're not sure, you do not select. The last one, write from dictation, you can get 3 to 4. Be very careful with your time management. Do not spend a lot of time on single dictation. Maximum 1 minute including the audio time, and you can add extra words. Let's say the sentence is I am a good boy. You're not really sure if it's I am a good boy or I am the good boy. You write I am the good boy. If you're not really sure if it's boy or boys, write boy and boys, at the end put a full stop. It is working. You don't have to stress about it, but don't just keep on adding extra words for no reason. If you're actually doubtful, if you're actually not sure, then only add so that you don't waste a lot of time. And you may get 3, you may get 4 right from dictations as well. Do not stop until you click the submit button. Many times students just assume that they have just got 3 dictations, but actually they have 4 in the test. Last moment they realize, and then everything's gone. So be very careful, manage your time properly. That's all you need to do. I'm telling you, it's very much possible to get 90 in PT. It's not difficult. I'm telling you, if I've done it many times, if I've recently done it, you can do it as well. Just speaking, focus on clarity, relevant content, least on your fluency. Writing, summarize written text, follow the simple structure, change 3 to 4 words. Essay, address the topic properly. Reading, manage your time. Listening, summarize spoken text. Please write relevant content and manage your time so that you have enough time for write from dictations and you do well. That's all you need to do. And if you do this, 100% you can crack your PT test. I hope the video made it clear and you crack your PT in the very first go. Remember, it is very much possible. You just need to work hard and work smart in the right direction under the right guidance. You need to understand where you're going wrong and work accordingly. It's not that you're just practicing and you're not really sure what you have to actually work on. I'll highly recommend you taking a few mock tests and having a look that where you're going wrong in the mock test, what you need to work on, and work on those particular areas so that you can work on question types which have a high return. Means you put in effort and your scores go up significantly. To take the mock test, just go on languageacademy.com.au or download the LAPT exam practice app. If you need any help, we do provide online and on-campus classes. These are few of the recent results. A lot of students are getting the desired scores. If you want to attend a trial class or if you want us to help you out for PTE Academic, PT Core or anything about PTE, just give us a call, send us a message or visit our website, fill up the form. Our team will be with you and we will give 100% to help you out like we have helped more than 50,000 students till date. That's it from this video. I hope the video was helpful. If it was, do like, share and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section if it was helpful and if you want me to cover any other topic. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and stay safe. And now go on languageacademy.com.au and start practicing.